Hello guys, Network Duck here, and today we're going to talk about the NASs I got and what I will do with them. So the idea is pretty simple. I got two NASs, one for the main storage, so 8 bays for 8 HDDs, and just slide this thing over. You can open it and yeah, get the disk out. Yeah, I got 8 3TB disks, so in total 24 terabytes. And on the second NAS, 2 terabytes, 8 times. So yeah, I got 24 and 16 terabytes, which is enough for me since this runs a RAID 1.0, so every HDD is mirrored, so this and this are the same data, and so are the 4 ones at the top, or yeah, I don't know the exact 5 and 1, 6 and 2, 7 and 3, and 8 and 4, for example. And so that comes out to 12 terabytes. So yeah, that's enough for me. And on the backup NAS, it is 16 terabytes, which in a RAID 5 comes to 14 terabytes, which is more than the main NAS, because I could technically put 12 terabytes here, and if photos or old data which was deleted, yeah, I could put it on the backup NAS. So basically, even about a month or 2 months after I deleted files, I can click on removed files, or yeah, and just restore the files from the backup NAS. That would be the idea. If that won't work, I would just make a RAID 6, so I get 2 HDDs for backup, so to say, and yeah, the other 6 for the backup, so 12 terabytes, and that would perfectly add up. So that's the plan. And yeah, why is the NAS open? Because when you turn it around, you see I got a USB stick in a USB slot. And why would you do that if the firmware is just on this on this plate? So the QNAP software is on this little plate, and yeah, the QNAPs are not, so the servers are not the newest, but I still want to use it as new software, or I still want to use new software, and I came up with TrueNas. So TrueNas is free, and I tested a lot with TrueNas, and yeah, so I tried to insert a SSD into the instead of a hard drive, SSD, to boot on this SSD, but it won't let me. So I put SSD, USB stick with the TrueNas. I booted on the USB stick, put on the SSD the TrueNas software via the USB stick, and so the SSD would be bootable. I tried to yeah, the SSD in the boot menu, but that wouldn't work. So I did something else. I put another USB stick in, and so I got two USB sticks, one with the bootable TrueNas software, and the other one was blank. So I booted on the TrueNas, put the TrueNas on the other USB stick, so that would be bootable for yeah, software. So I can yeah, boot on this USB stick and don't need the yeah, default QNAP. Yeah, and basically that works just fine. I can boot on a USB stick. Even if the QNAP only wants to boot on the QNAP, doesn't matter, it works via the USB stick. And what I thought next was to make a script in Python, for example, that would go on the dashboard of this server, and every day at, for example, 9 p.m. makes a backup from the USB. So if the USB fails, I can take another USB stick and put it in, flash the software, and then with the backup, upload the backup to the new USB stick, and all the data, so the users and so on, should be on. So that was the idea. But I added users and added the data sheets, I think it's called, and yeah, all worked. But after a few minutes or a few hours, I think the cache was full on the USB stick. I'm not exactly sure what was causing it, but yeah, the server was still running, but I wouldn't come up to the dashboard. So on the PC, if I enter the IP from the server, it won't work. So I thought, okay, the USB drive is the problem. Also, if you boot externally, the dash or the screen on the front, both servers have screens on the front. You see this when you turn it on, and the screen always says booting. So it's not booted when you boot on another device, except for the original QNAP. So I thought, yeah, here are two SATA ports, great, but the problem is, where do I get the energy from? So here are normal would be 12 volts. I have to measure it, but I'm pretty sure, and if I get 12 volts here, I can make the power port, so to say, but that wouldn't be nice. So I thought of another way to go around the original QNAP software. So I borrowed from my uncle, this little guy. So you can insert a SSD, just take a SSD, and what you can do is just put the SSD on. And on the other hand, you got this USB-C port, which is, yeah, would be perfect. So it's external, you plug it into the USB port, and theoretically, I didn't test it yet, but that's the plan for the coming up days, or for the day. plug it in to the USB port, put the TrueNas on here, and try to boot on a USB SSD. So that would be a little cracked. I didn't test it here, as I said, but theoretically that should work with this one. I don't know if this works or if it just yeah, sees it like this would be a plate here. And as I said, you can't boot on these plates in the front, but on the USB stick it would work. So yeah, I would plug it in, but USB-C won't fit the USB-A, and the problem is I don't have a USB-A to USB-C in adapter, so I can put this in the adapter and I have to buy one. So that would be the plan for today, and that would be my project, or another project of mine. I also, because these servers are pretty loud, booted up these guys, and in the BIOS I set the speed of defense to 500 RPM, to manually 500 RPM, and yeah, they are much quieter now. But the only thing is the what is it called, energy, whatever, this guy here blows wind pretty much, and the fan is blowing really loud, and I don't think you can adjust these fans, but yeah, still isn't a problem because these fans aren't that loud. These fans are problematic if you run it on max speed, as it was set up before, and yeah, as on server hardware these are plug and play, so theoretically I could just leave it out, but yeah, how should the server be cold then? So just leave it on 500 RPM. On the second server, this is older than this one. The idea would be the same, just use this SATA connector here, and yeah, that should work. That would be my idea for now. And yeah, on this server the BIOS also is older, so you can't exactly choose how much RPM you want, but you can choose the percentage it should use, and it's about 600 RPM on this one, 500-600 RPM, about in this range. So yeah, that would it be. That's my video for today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will update you on the next video if it works, how it works, and yeah, thank you for watching. This was your network talk. Have a nice day. Bye.